A local veterinarian known for her compassionate care is on the road to recovery after a brutal dog attack. Now her best friend is stepping in to help her clinic in their time of need.
But it really was kind of a no-brainer that we would help them out and also help the patients of the community because there is a need for vet care really throughout the CSRA.
We have been reporting on a shortage for months now. Now other veterinarian offices are reaching out to see how they can help.
Meanwhile, we're learning that dog named in the attack, Dozier, is still in quarantine with Burke County Animal Services. And Sydney Hood found this is not its first aggressive act.
Springwood Vet Clinic first met Dozier, a pit bull mix, last Thursday. That would be Dozier's last day. Dozier is currently with the Burke County Animal Services under a 10-day quarantine. We spoke to the county and they say this is not the first time Dozier's attacked. Another incident happened in Aiken County back in March. Burke County is now looking at naming him as a dangerous animal.
I know, you're sad.
Dozier's latest attack leaves Dr. Martin out of work for now.
Knowing Emily the way I do, I know she just sees it as a blip in the road. She's one of the most positive, outgoing, tireless people I've ever met.
Getting the attention of other vets to help.
It was really a no-brainer. The night it happened, Dr. Martin called me and was like, hey, you gotta do all my surgeries. And I was like, well, yeah, I know.
These two vets go way back.
I knew we were going to go to vet school and just really formed a close bond over that.
Together through the good times.
Well, she picks up dogs on the side of the road. I've taken a couple dogs from her. She'll call me and say, Summer, I've got this dog. You need to help me out with it.
Now she is getting help herself.
One of those things that we know can happen, and at the end of the day, we got to get back to our patients. And I know she'll, be back at work as soon as she can.
Back with her four-legged friends.
A while up.
In Columbia County, Sydney Hood, on your side.
In addition to UT Creek Vet Clinic, the Burke County Animal Hospital is also helping Springwood Vet with their patients.
And we wish Dr. Martin a speedy recovery. I know that was a terrific attack on her.
Yeah, and so thankful the community sort of stepping up to wrap arms around her.
Cover her scheduled surgeries.
A 15-year-old student from Greenbrier High School is still fighting for her life in the ICU in critical condition after a car wreck. The sheriff's office says Allison Lilly was in the back of the car. She's now on a ventilator and also suffering from a brain bleed. Meanwhile, 17-year-old Bethany Lilly was driving. She suffered a broken rib. She's out of the hospital now, but both were injured in that crash yesterday around 6:30 in the morning, just feet from the school. 42-year-old Monica Cannington was also in the car.
And since the crash, there's been an outpouring of support and prayers for the teenagers and their families. Hallie Turner joining us live now from the school. So, Hallie, how's that community continuing to support Allison?
Well, on top of the prayer vigil this morning, the cross-country team is dedicating their season to Allison Lilly. Family, friends, and even those who don't know the Lilly family are posting on social media showing their prayers and support. But for Ansley Williams, her connection to the Lilly family runs a little deeper. She tells me she was able to meet them because she's Bethany Lilly's hairdresser. She says Bethany and the girls are in her prayers, and she knows Bethany professionally, and she's a client of hers. I'm her hairdresser, and I absolutely adore her. We always have a fun time in the salon. She's super sweet and outgoing, knowledgeable about her studies at GHS. She's a huge gal that loves her Greenbrier family and loves spending time with family, too. I was heartbroken to find out she, her sister, and friends were in the accident. I reached out to her via Instagram to let her know we are praying and thinking of her and her family and friends. I can't wait to see her and give her a big hug. And we know that family could use all of the support from the community during this time, and it sounds like they have so many people rooting for Allison and Bethany's recovery.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the update there, Hallie. And, of course, we'll continue updating you on Allison's condition on air and online, WRDW.com.
14 votes is
still ahead. One unique forest can only be found here in South Carolina. We're going to take you there on a one-take trip.
And today we were below average with our high temperatures the first time all week, but we're getting back above average the rest of the week. We'll have that full forecast coming up.
Astropro and go.
Augusta's best luxury dealer, Jim Hudson, now brings you the best GM brand, Cadillac. The best of the best, now open. Jim Hudson Cadillac on Washington Road. You won't find Cadillac anywhere else around, only at Jim Hudson in Augusta. Get the area's best customer experience and Cadillac service. Now you can service your Cadillac with the only authorized Cadillac dealer. Now open. Jim Hudson Cadillac on Washington Road.
Experience it once, and you'll never forget it.
Make your bathroom. Ours will cool off a smidge, but still very warm, upper 90s Sunday afternoon. Next week is when we finally see those temperatures cool back off into the low 90s and decent chance for storms Monday through next Wednesday.
So, have you heard about the Congaree National Park in South Carolina? It preserves the oldest bottomland hardwood forest in the nation.
Our Will Volk explores the trail and all it offers for this week's One Tank Trip.
Congaree National Park is a unique place.
There's always something different to see. It looks different season to season.
Gabby Alban is a park ranger. This park is home to the largest old-growth bottomland hardwood forest in the United States.
This is a kind of forest that used to span millions of acres from Virginia down the coast and west toward Texas. And today, this is the most of it anywhere.
She says every year, hundreds of thousands of people come see these big trees. Mariana and Felipe are two of them.
I think it's going to be really cool. Very different terrain, very unique landscapes. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
They're visiting from Miami. This is their 27th national park.
We're avid national park enthusiasts. We love coming through all of them, and we're making a trip up to Massachusetts, and we thought we'd try and hit every national park we could on the way up.
They went down the boardwalk loop. This is how many see the park. It's more than 2.5 miles of trail.
Even if you don't have a full day, just a little bit of time, you can still really get a sense for the park, and this trail is accessible. It's great for families and strollers. It's a good way to learn about the park.
At Congaree National Park, Will Volk, on your side.
It's about an hour and a half away, and it is free to go.
And some people choose to see the park by paddling through some of the creeks. It sort of reminds me of Finney Swamp with the boardwalk there, but very peaceful out there.
Seems like it, yeah.
Well, thanks for that.
Well, what you see is what you get. Your tax dollars are being spent to fix up the Riverwalk, but what exactly is being done? We follow the money. Coming up, News 12 at 6 o'clock.
5. City leaders want to hear your thoughts on renaming Augusta's Riverwalk. There's a public hearing set for September the 6th. The petition is to rename it after former Mayor Ed McIntyre Sr. For some, the former mayor is an inspiration, a trailblazer as Augusta's first black mayor. But others believe his time in federal prison for extortion should disqualify him.
And some people say before we even worry about a new name, we need to make it name-worthy. Parks and Rec say they're working on it. They've spent hundreds of thousands so far on improvement projects on the Riverwalk this year. Craig Allison joins us live from the Riverwalk with a look at what they've done.
That's right, y'all. We filed an open records request and found the city's already spent more than $800,000 on the Riverwalk alone this year, and it still looks pretty rough. As you can see, we've got some chipped brick here and a defaced monument that still stands here. With a potential $400,000, give or take, left in that budget, it's concerning if it's going to be enough.
I feel like within the past 2 years, to me, it kind of seems the same, like as it has always been.
After graduating from Kennesaw State University, Alexis Martin finally invited her friend Tyler out to see her hometown. But despite the time away from home, not much has changed.
There's a lot of natural beauty with the river and the trees and everything, but I feel like there could be a better maintenance and upkeep as far as keeping things clean.
As it turns out, more than $850,000 worth of work has actually been put into the space this year. We found receipts detailing repairs, supplies, and maintenance that stretched from January to August. But there's more than $95,000 worth of expenses you won't see. Items like vacation time for employees, Medicare, pension plan, FICA, and more. Raising questions as to where the $1.2 million towards the Riverwalk is really going.
I think it really behooves us to make sure that thing shines, and it doesn't.
For the time being, what you see is what you get.
I think we need to maintain this much better than we do. It needs to be a priority, in my opinion. It looks shabby.
And we reached out to Parks and Rec Director Maurice McDowell, and he says he would not give a comment until after next week's commission meeting. In Augusta, Craig Allison, on your side.
Certainly could be a gem, but as he said, looking a little shabby. Developing this evening, we're learning that a Wagner Sally High School teacher is hurt after power lines fall on them. This happened around 12:30 on Main Street north of Wagner. South Carolina Highway Patrol says the teacher was walking along Main Street when a tractor trailer hit overhead power lines, causing those power lines to fall onto the teacher.
That person was airlifted to Augusta University for treatment. No word right now on a name or a condition. But Wagner Sally High School is canceling tomorrow's open house because of this, and no word yet on when that might be rescheduled. We'll let you know as soon as we find out more about that developing story.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
After kicking off their season with an impressive win on the road against Ridge Spring Monetta, the Augusta Christian Lions are determined to build on their performance from week 1. The Lions offense didn't need to shake off the rust because they were roaring up and down the field all night long. Their passing game was quick, decisive, on time, and helped create multiple explosive plays, which led to them scoring 34 points against the Trojans. Quarterback and 4-star kicker Wilson Donnelly had no problem getting the ball out to his receivers in space, allowing them to do some damage with their legs and use their speed to keep the defense guessing.
Oh, it makes my life so easy. Just giving the ball to my athletes and let them do the thing they do. Go score some touchdowns, make me look good. I love it.
When I get the ball, it's go time. When I see a hole, it's go time. When I'm running backs, when they see a hole, it's go time. So that's what we put in our mind. When we see that field, when we step on that field, it's go time. Ain't no more playing. It's time to go, and it's time to use our speed to get to that end zone and get us a W.
On Friday, the Lions will look to pick up their second win on the new campaign when they hit the road to take on Bullock Academy. Shifting gears to the WNBA, where Tuesday was a historic night for Asia Wilson. In the Las Vegas Aces game against the Atlanta Dream, the national champion with the South Carolina Gamecocks scored 53 points, tying the WNBA's single-game scoring record. The reigning MVP shot 70% from the field while leading the Aces to victory. Asia Wilson is now the third player in WNBA history to score 50 points in a game.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. Looking good to watch the car the next couple of days. Not much rain in our forecast until we get to much later this weekend. We'll have another look at that just after the break.
Never took you for a mariachi guy. Really not a huge fan, but seems to be all of us do these days. Are you 64.com? Who are you talking to?
Morning, afternoon, night, Monday through Sunday, 24/7. Our first alert commitment to you is the power of 5 meteorologists, always tracking weather that impacts you, telling you what we know as soon as we know it. All the tools, the latest technology, and the first team of 5 meteorologists. First Alert is our investment in your family's safety. News 12, NBC 26 First Alert weather on your side.
You're watching News 12 on your side.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, Donald Trump's longtime attorney Rudy Giuliani surrenders at the Fulton County Jail. Plus, the news tonight from special counsel Jack Smith that a Mar-a-Lago IT employee has flipped on Trump after switching lawyers. And more news tonight on the CBS Evening News.
The Aiken County Sheriff's Office asking for your help to find a missing man.
David Kantner was released from the Aiken County Detention Center back on August the 12th, but his family says they haven't seen him or heard from him since. Authorities say Kantner is about 5'11", brown eyes, gray short hair. If you see him, know where he might be, call the number there on your screen. The art scene in and around Augusta as vibrant as ever. Just about everywhere you look, you're going to see new pieces of art, and students at AU are helping contribute to that. 10 students working on a project that includes 3 large pieces of art now on walls at Copeland Elementary School and Bel Air K through 8 in Augusta.
The whole idea of doing a mural is to pretty much liven up the place, the school. It's very boring if you just have blank walls. And one of the things that really helps students appreciate a school is art.
Every blank wall can be a canvas if you think of it that way. The students say as they were brainstorming ideas for the mural, they were trying to make sure it benefits both boys and girls, and it looks like they did a great job over there. Love to see that artwork.
Absolutely, looking good there. Definitely bringing some life to those bare walls over there. Definitely a great initiative. Tomorrow we are going to see a